And welcome back, everybody. Here we go again. We are at
Again.
yes, season two episode. Technically, it's season two episode, like it's 2.2, I guess, but episode 15. I'm confused about how we should do this. Quite honestly, should we start the counting of the episodes over again at the beginning of each season, or just keep going? Everybody else seems to just keep counting the episodes. I think just counting the episodes, right?
I just want to keep going.
Well, no, I get that. I'm just thinking about organizational purposes for the folks that for me because I have to do all this, storage and uploading and all that stuff. I like going. I like just keeping them, like episode numbers being just all the way through. But this is the second episode of the second season, so
Just keep it going, baby.
yeah, I hear you. I guess keep it
Hmm.
going, baby. Keep it, keep it going. Oh
Hey,
boy,
you're speaking to someone in wheels. Once you get it going, just keep it going.
yeah.
Once the
Momentum,
wheels start moving,
momentum counts. Momentum counts.
I
All
need
right.
a.
Well,
I'd say I need a bumper sticker, but a bumper on a wheelchair.
yeah, there you go.
Uh,
I think you need a snowplow on your wheelchair based on what I've seen as going on in your neck of the nape there. You got what? You got all kinds of snow and cold. You need snow tires in a wheelchair. Or
But
snow
anyone else
tires,
who has a wheelchair knows we just stay inside
snow tire. You
where
need
it's
some
nice
snow
and
tires and
warm.
a snowplow. Yeah, how about it? Nice and warm, nice and stuff.
Mhm.
It. See here, we
Always 72 degrees.
yep. Well, we got cold yesterday. We got snow, and the snow is now gone. That's the kind of snow I like. The snow I don't have to shovel, and it just
Mm-mm.
kind of melts away and goes away. Though that's my favorite kind of snow. Actually, my favorite kind of snow is none whatsoever. My second favorite snow is the snow that just kind of lands there and then disappears,
Yeah,
and then it just
we've
rains
got.
because I don't have to shovel rain.
True. Very true. Very smart.
Yeah, and I dig that part.
You
So,
did good. Haha.
but it's been chilly. I get to, I don't have they used the two of the more evil words in the weather realm? Have you heard Cheryl use the term
No,
use the
I
two
know the
words
word.
polar vortex?
No, we have the Alberta Clipper
Oh,
right now.
is it Alberta Clipper?
Yep,
She
it
does
is
my hair.
fast. Oh, God.
She that's the place.
As opposed to polar vortex.
She cuts my hair, Alberta Clipper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she
No,
did. She
we're
did. Definitely.
we're on our
Alberta.
second Alberta Clipper right now coming through.
There's a second Alberta Clipper.
She's coming. It's her sister,
She got her scissors and got her
Alberta
scissors and
Jr.
hair, and she got the Alberta. It's the Alberta Clipper. Wasn't there a no? That was something else. The Yankee Clipper. That's what I was thinking of. There was a ride at
Yankee
Six
Clipper,
Flags.
yeah.
The
Yep,
Yankee Clipper ride at Six Flags for
Yankee
everybody,
Clipper.
but not the Alberta Clipper. Alberta
Mm-mm.
Clipper is not a ride. Alberta Clipper is an evil, awful thing that comes and provide and pounds people with cold. Because even we got down like we got
Yeah,
in our neck of the nape here, we got we got cold yesterday. Our average
right.
temperature right now is in the 50s, and we're down like in the mid 40s for high.
Wow, wow. We were at 3 yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Well,
We're at
that's
25 today. It feels like summer.
woo.
Well, it would be if I wasn't, warmly ensconced in my 72-degree hidey
And,
hole.
and, and still wearing your blanket and your cardigans and your wraps and your how many layers you got on you?
I'm only got 2 today.
Yeah, I mean I'm wearing I'm wearing this guy just because we're trying to save a little dough on the electricity on the electric bill because we don't have gas here.
Mm.
We don't have like natural gas.
Oh, wow.
Our heat is a heat pump, and that thing
Really?
sucks a ton of energy to heat the house.
No,
So
we love our gas bill in the winter. Makes it life so much easier.
yep. So we're
At least,
rolling at like 68 degrees here, and temperature at like 68.
yikes. That's less than 72. That's awful.
Yes, I know.
Mm.
Get a blanket, put on a shirt, put on a hoodie, wrap yourself up,
Hey,
go sit by the fireplace.
sounds
Um,
like something we're going to talk about today.
it does. Well, so today's little thing is today's our little show here, our little pod
Mhm.
is kind of about how cold affects us. Cold
Mhm.
affects folks with MS. Cold affects folks with Parkinson's. Cold affects folks who, even before they were diagnosed with Parkinson's, just
Mhm.
absolutely hated and despised every part of the cold and being cold and hates being cold
Yes,
and
sir.
never wants to be cold and all that. Would you like to you want to dig into this first today? You want firsties?
Well, I mean, I guess I should because MS really affects people. Um, the temperature affects people with MS very differently, and MS is known for being more prevalent in the cold temperatures. I mean, if you look anywhere in the northern climates, northern North America or Europe, I mean, MS is all over the place. It's less prevalent at the equator, so cold just affects us differently. So I want to dig into a lot of the issues with MS and cold, but also people in wheelchairs are going to have different issues with cold weather.
Yes, that's true.
So we are going to dig into that as well. I mean, I
Okay.
guess my big story to kind of illustrate how this affects people. It affects people with MS and wheelchairs because my family decided to go out on this Christmas trip to the Morton Arboretum, which most people don't know. In Illinois, here it's just a place with a bunch of trees.
Thus the term arboretum.
I know, but it's a very special place
Yes.
because it has trees.
Right.
Not many trees in this part of northern Illinois, right?
There's a fair amount of trees, but yes, it's set up specific. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not out in the farmland where I live.
I guess
We have to plant our trees.
that's true.
I mean, the trees in my yard have probably been here 20 years at most. They might reach the top of the house.
Yeah.
So the Arboretum's a special place. It's got trees, and it's Christmas time. They do this full ornate Christmas lighting scene, which is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's called illumination, and we love it. Problem is, it's done in December when it's very cold outside, right?
Well, unless they want to do like Christmas in July, which would be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. Then it'd be too hot, but that's a different podcast.
Yeah, then it's a different. Yeah. Then we're complaining about the heat.
So the point being, you're outside. I think it's like a 2.5 hour. At the time, it's a 2.5 mile walk or roll in my
Well,
case.
in case, yeah.
Yeah, but my kids had to get me prepared to be out in the weather for this walk,
Okay.
roll, whatever you want to call it, stroll. Um,
The walk and roll.
yeah, that's my life. But to
Yeah.
get me ready, it involves a fair amount of planning.
Sure.
Um, so to go from step one on and on, you had to think about in my wheelchair, what am I going to wear? Because ultimately, whatever you wear is going to um, creep up on your legs. Even if I wear full length pants, I mean, they're still going to creep up with the bend, and you've got about an 8-inch gap. I mean, you have it too when you sit down in a chair. It's a problem anyone faces.
Like from so wait so just so let me understand the logistics. So when you're sitting down, your knees bend. What you're talking about is after your knees bend, what like it makes your pants right up a little bit, like from
The
okay, yeah,
creepage when your pants kind of
the,
creep up, you've got that gap,
right,
between the bottom of your pants and the top of your socks.
right,
You
and you
know,
need
it
so you would need longer socks, which I know is also evil for you.
it is, but also if you're going out in Chicago, I think I'm trying to remember the temperature that day. It was in the teens. It's at night because you have to go see the Christmas lights at
Or
night.
yeah,
So socks just aren't going to do the trick for my calves, and you're going to get the creepage up your pant leg. And it's a nightmare if you're in a chair and I'm going to be in this wheelchair for, 2 hours. What do? Okay, the number one thing that everyone always does is leg warmers.
very 1980s.
I was waiting for
I
that
was
reference. I
gonna
knew it was
say, I
coming.
was gonna say, dude, do they play like the theme from Flashdance in the background while you're doing it?
No, we had Christmas carols. Uh, but I mean, there's a lot of different leg warmers, and I wanted to throw a couple of ideas out there for people. I mean, the fashion leg warmers are great. The 1980s, Jennifer Beal,
Yes,
Flashdance, circle leg
yes.
warmers.
Speaking of like Fame, like the Fame TV show and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a million types of leg warmers out there, styles. I mean, you can represent yourself with your style. Up to you. Yeah. But
Yeah,
sometimes
works
leg
for you.
warmers, yeah,
Whatever.
but leg warmers aren't gonna always do it.
True. And I'm not rocking. Look. While I'm not in the wheelchair, I'm not rocking leg warmers either. I think I would go.
Ah,
No. So my answer to this, my immediate answer to this is like the thick,
wow.
like high, like half high socks, and then depending on how bad the creepage is, in an effort to prevent the creepage,
Mhm.
I'm tucking the pants. It'll look stupid. I look like a Canadian Mountie or something, but I'd tuck the pants into the socks.
Totally, totally do right.
Yes. Tuck the pants into the socks and roll that way.
But you still have a bit of your socks. You still have a bit of your leg exposed.
No, I think well, that's what I'm saying. If you tuck the pants, so I'm thinking it like the socks act like I, I guess like a reverse garter. That's not the right word, but like a
Okay,
reverse
I have
garter.
no idea
Instead of
what
keeping
even.
your socks, instead of keep like the old things that you used to see like in the old TV shows where even the dudes would wear they'd wear like the little thing around their calf that would hold their socks up. Well, imagine like the reverse process of that. You get a sock that's got really good elastic, like good thick wool socks with really good
Yeah,
elastic. Pull them up high, tuck your pants inside the socks, and it's like it prevents your it prevents your pants from going up. It's
this
like a
sounds
reverse.
lovely. This
It's
sounds
like a
really
reverse garter.
complicated.
No, it's way more complicated. This I would need pictures to explain this, and I don't
I
But
don't
my
want to see what's inside your head. Sometimes
no, you don't.
pictures inside your head. Well, think of it this way. Okay, so there's other people out there that need leg warmers.
Yeah.
So I don't have the product screens, but people can research this. Hunters, for example, who need to stay outside for a long period of time. They have developed. Not only do they have um, to avoid creepage, they've got these leg warmers
Hmm.
that are incredible. They're like almost blanket lined, waterproof on the outside.
Sure.
They zip from the bottom up. Okay, so that the part around your knee is a little bit wider. So I mean, you could do that, which is also an interesting style to rock. Correct? They're completely up to people, but you can do your research. There's all sorts of styles out there. Um, because what other people do in an event or an attempt in an event, that's without word usage, with an attempt to avoid this is they rock the blankets,
Yeah.
and everybody sees this. You've got the blankets, tucked around you. Um, they've
Which
also
well, and the blanket tucked around you immediately adds like 10 years to your age appearance. Maybe more.
exactly.
Maybe more. Oh, look at the nice old person in the blanket. Hey, shut up, jerk. I'm 53. You know. It's like
Hey, I was thinking that last night. I've got my brand new wheelchair.
yeah,
So this chair, we should do a podcast on this chair alone.
absolutely
It
should.
reclines. I don't have to leave this thing. But you know how I am at night. I get chilly.
Yeah.
So last night my kids are tucking this blanket around my legs,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting here cuddled up with this blanket, and I immediately I'm like, oh, I felt like 10 years older. I'm
Yep.
going 10. I'm being safe here. But it makes me feel comfortable, but it also makes me feel like stuck.
Right.
Because the other thing they have, because the blankets, while they're great and they're fashionable, great, they don't cover the backside of your legs. Or I've got this little
Valid.
spot between the back of my chair and my seat, maybe like a 1 inch crack, but air gets in there. Air
Sure.
gets inside the side of my wheelchair.
And then it goes in that and then it goes into the
Right.
other
Be
crack.
the only thing to tuck in your legs, but you'd need to be tucked all around from your knees down.
Pretty
So the
complete.
other thing that's created is they've got these like mini sleeping bags. They're almost like mummy bags that can go around your legs and you zip them up and you pull them all, up.
That sounds like a
Okay.
lot of work.
It does, but if you're going out for a long period of time, it will keep you warm.
Well, right, but in that case, I mean, get like maybe rock the longer. If you're worried about the crack in the back of the seat hitting the crack in the back of you,
The
you gotta. Plus, if you get wind, you get
lack of
some
the
air.
crack in the back.
You get air blowing through. You get some air blowing through the crack in the seat, and then it
Hmm.
starts blowing through the other crack. You might get like a little whistling sound.
Oh,
Um,
stop it.
no,
Like
but you
going
get
through a canyon.
no, but you get in that case, get like the longer coat. Rock the longer coat for that.
Okay, now this will be a good story. We're escaping the elimination. We'll get back to that story.
Yes.
You know what putting a coat on me is like, especially
I can't imagine trying to put you into a big potato sack essentially is any easier though.
put a coat on the bottom. I'd have to sit on it, and it would be like to tuck it in and to get me in the seat. So long coats are a hassle as well. But the mummy bags are fantastic, but they also make me feel personally, they make me feel like I'm stuck. And I am stuck in my chair anyway, but almost like like
I,
the blanket and that would make me feel if I fall out of it, maybe forward perhaps, which hopefully will never happen. I have less
oh,
control.
yeah, that's never that we've never even gotten close to that, have we?
Oh, never. You've
Never.
never, yeah, that's never
Yeah.
happened with us.
See
But
previous
I guess,
episode about wheelchairs to understand that reference.
but the lack of control, I can't imagine that would make me feel uncomfortable.
Well, first, okay, couple little notes here. Number one, I'm not. Did you come up with the term mummy bags, or is that what they're calling them? Because I'm not down with that. That term's weird. I don't like it.
No, I might have seen it in my
Isn't it
research.
just a sleeping? Isn't essentially? I mean, essentially, it seems like a small sleeping bag.
It's a
like you could
sleeping
get a
bag, but they
sleeping
come
bag for
to
a
a V
kid.
at the feet. It's different.
Okay.
They're real tight fitting.
Oh, all right. But still, actually, you could say if you were on a budget, you could substitute like a kid sleeping bag. You could be and talk about not aging yourself. Now you're outside and you're rocking like a wheelchair with with like Lightning McQueen on the front of it or something. Oh, look at you!
Ooh.
Look at you got like the Incredibles with the big sign. Where is my super suit? You could put that on the front of
I love that.
that would be awesome. But yeah, so I get it. I understand what you're saying. It really it's sort of it's sort of the lesser as far as actually getting you in and out of it. I think when we compare it to the long jacket versus it's maybe the lesser of two evils. I mean, except the long jacket you might slide a little bit because this just covers your waist, goes up. Does it go up to your waist? Are you sitting in this thing, or does it just stop at the top of your legs?
It depends on the style.
Okay,
But again, this also goes to the reason for your outing. If I'm out at the illumination for 2 hours
right,
looking at Christmas lights and, I maybe I want to stay warmer. So I might need the
right,
giant, sleeping bag around my legs. But I mean, this all comes down, like I said, it comes down to function and form and fashion, which is always something people with MS fight about.
right. Something else to consider here, and this is because I have two of my friends who I consider to be the coldest human beings on the planet. Um, not cold hearted. They're both very very wonderful people,
Mhm.
but they are two of the coldest people ever. And one of them owns, and I know because we gave it to her as a birthday gift some years ago, a heated vest.
Mhm.
Like you plug it in, it's like got like a USB port. You plug it in, you charge it, and it's like a heated vest. And I bet you they make more versions of that. But now we're getting into stuff we're getting into stuff which is sort of this is going to kind of segue us into other stuff. The next line here is price. This stuff, none of this stuff is cheap.
Oh no, no, and like I've told you a million times, being disabled is not cheap.
No, it's not.
As I sit and I look around my living room, I can see all the equipment and the
Right.
little things that I need to just keep me functioning.
Right. I mean, what do you think that chair cost that you're sitting in?
The wheels alone are
Yeah.
20 grand.
Yeah. Right.
I can't even imagine what the new
With
reclining
the
feature is.
recliner and the thing and the this and thing's got a
Mhm.
microwave on it. It's got
Oh, I wish.
yeah, got an endless supply of skinny pop. It's
Ooh, sweet.
your head would explode.
Oh
No,
my
it's
god. I love
no,
some skinny bop.
but even I mean, look, I can't imagine the mummy bag, for lack of a better term, uh, is not. I don't imagine that's particularly cheap. Um,
No, and they market specialized um items, and that's the thing is if you get anything that's specialty, you know, for your purpose, yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit more.
Specialty equals bigger price tag.
Mm. So leg warmers, I don't know.
Yep.
Simple and easy. I don't know. I do own two pairs myself.
Well, and then you need something to wrap around your. You need one big leg warmer that you can put around the middle. Like call it a middle warmer.
A middle warmer.
A middle warmer. You know, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying. It is
Say that 20 times. Middle warmer, middle warmer, middle warmer.
middle warmer, middle warmer, middle warmer.
Oh, you're
People
such
like
a show off. You always do this.
yes, well, that's because it's not to say something fast is not.
Middle
It's
warmer. I can't even say it slowly.
it's
Middle
it's,
warmer.
it's that's a whole nother episode in and of itself. That's one of those things where it's just about think the word, say the word, and say it steady. Just
Mm-hmm.
be steady about it. Steady is fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying as far as and being in your case where it's it's the wheels and it's the whole it's the whole thing. Getting you and I have had this experience on plenty of an occasion where you know the two of us going somewhere, or you and I, and getting you out of the house and getting you to do things has a bit more of a
Yeah.
carries a little bit more weight to it, a little more of a challenge. So yeah,
And you haven't even been dealing with me, and this is something that everyone can relate to. Even people with, I mean, people with Parkinson's as well, is the cold weather, and I had no idea since I've been feeling it. The spasticity and the stiffness is enormously challenging. So I cannot even imagine trying to bend me to get me in the car and to get my legs to stop shaking and get my arm to stop being stiff.
right.
It's almost I tell my kids it's almost like dealing with a mannequin. Yeah, let's try and get mom in the car, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
spasticity helps though. It stiffens my legs, but we have to wait. And when they
Right.
slow the spasticity lessens, they can bend me at the waist, and they have to push me, turn me, push my left hand in, wait for it to abate,
Yep.
push my right hand in. So imagine trying to get me putting my leg warmers on is challenging, much less having to deal with, getting over the pants and over the it's
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah, it is. It
You
is,
you
but
no, you haven't seen my spasticity since the cold weather's
well,
taken on.
that's true. That's true. I haven't seen you in person in a bit, but
Yeah.
so it's there's a whole slew of stuff going on here. What else? What else you got here? What do we got? We got blankets. So what's our list? We got coats, leg warmers,
Well,
blankets, hand
coats I
and leg
did
warmers.
yes, coats I didn't go to. I'll go to that real quickly because I've
Mm,
looked for years for a coat because I've only been in the wheelchair for about 2.5 years. Okay, and you can't necessarily use a typical coat because of the creepage, and I can't use a typical coat because of my left arm gets stiff.
right.
You also in the wheelchair can't because of the way you have to put your arms out to maneuver the wheels,
I
and
can't
then
put my arms down. Get you that coat. I can't put my arms down. You'd be the kid from Brandy from Christmas Story.
well, you've got to be able to move it. Imagine that you have to be able to move it to do the wheels. So I finally found looking for whether I wanted a poncho with that has the holes, automatically in the arms, but then your arms are cold because your
Yes.
arms are out.
Right.
Or I mean, so I found some coats that have the holes, so that you can wheel the coat, but they're thinner coats. Um, I looked for years, trying to find out what kind do I want a cape? Do I want the poncho? Do I
No
just
capes.
want
No
no cape
capes. No.
in the mode
um.
pulling
What
out
about
your
what about one of
and
those? What about one of those blankets with the arms in them? What do they call those things? You know what I'm talking about. A couple years
the
ago, that was like
snuggies.
the snuggies. Yeah, get yourself a snuggie.
Get
If there's
yourself
a
free with your purchase, yeah.
yeah,
Well, two for
get
one.
2 for 1. Yes, get a snuggie. No, it's a valid question because even the other thing too, just the thicker the coat, the heavier the coat, which
Uh-huh.
obviously is going to be warmer, is going to restrict your range of motion.
Well, and the other thing we were just talking about price is I mean, there are specialty shops online
Yeah,
where you can get coats that somewhat function, but they're going to cost you some serious money
right.
also.
Yeah, exactly. There's no good way to do this. And that's the only thing I can think of is if you start, like you get to the point where you're just like rocking some layers. The thermal like the thermal underpants, the long johns and the long shirt. I'll tell you, it makes a gigantic difference, especially long
Yeah.
sleeve, that kind of thing. You wear one of those, put a hoodie on it or a sweatshirt over the top of it. And then you can maybe just get away with like the vest. I know you hate the vest, but the great vest, my amazing vest that I still, although I'm gonna have to replace it soon because it's getting pretty beat up.
Oh, the down vest jacket. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
How long have
But
you had that?
I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna if when on the day that it's gonna have to go, and it's probably not long for this world. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a sad day. I'm gonna bury it somewhere in the yard. Um,
But if you look
but range
in
of
my
motion,
notes, layers is
right?
huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But and as long as your core, here's the thing. Here's what I know, and this is being cold. This is being in like sometimes diving in chilly water, that kind of stuff. If you keep your core warm, keep your feet warm, and keep a hat on.
Hmm.
You don't lose as much heat through your arms, especially in your case, if you're really using them. If you're wheeling yourself and you're using your muscles, you're going to generate heat. You're gonna keep that heat in. But you're not. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the last time I saw you wear a hat in the cold. You're not a hat person.
I'm not a hat person.
No, you're not. So, I
Is
mean,
it
like a baseball cap. I've seen you like in like a cap in the
backwards
in
baseball
the
cap?
right. But you don't have like a. See, you need like a nice winter cap. Even if like a Santa Claus hat or something, just for the sake of being festive, but something that's going to help keep the heat in up here. You
I
know?
do have one that I do wear when I go out for longer periods,
Yeah.
but I do not rock a hat like you rock a hat all the time.
Well, I like my. I'm the newsboy. Like the newsboy cap thing has become kind of a look for me. I
It
have
is.
four of them. I have some. I have an extra ones. I got the.
4?
Yeah, I got. Well, it's because I got the old red one, the red one for the winter that I've always had, the thicker, heavier one. The pink one that my performing hat,
These are
and then
all
I got
newsboy hats.
and then I got two, and then I just got two more that I found like they're like denim. One's like a red denim and one's a blue denim.
Hmm.
It was buy one get one free. So yeah, it's just different stage looks. Depends on the one. I get a different one for each band. So try rocking that one.
Okay.
Yeah, different one for each band. So no, I get it, but that's the thing with the thing that makes this all such a challenge for I think really for anybody, and it's just and in your case the challenges are just exacerbated.
Mhm.
Is you're compromising one bit of comfort for another bit of comfort. It's staying warm versus range of motion. It's staying, being comfortable from a temperate standpoint,
Mhm.
and or being comfortable from a I need to move my arms around and move myself
Right.
around and not slide around in my chair and not have and not that stuff. It's you're it's oddly enough it's kind of it's kind of like the scuba diver it's kind of like the scuba diver dilemma. The colder the water is, the more you have to wear, which means the less the less honestly the less comfortable you're going to be as far as range of motion goes and that kind of thing. I it's that, but unfortunately it's that without the fun of scuba diving. You're stuck in
Yeah.
this. So
And forget style. Style's just blown out the window.
yeah, oh absolutely.
I miss style. Style's like a long lost friend of mine.
Yeah, style was never my style. Yeah. I mean, look,
Sh-
you've known me for years. What am I?
Shall we go
You
back
know,
to the vest and news cap combo we were just talking about?
yes, yes, we can. That's because that's my look. I look like somebody. Somebody once told me that this is a really obscure reference, but the old TV show One Day at a Time, but
Mm-hmm.
Valerie Bertinelli and all
Dollar
that.
Brunette, yeah.
Yeah, somebody told me I dress like Schneider from that show.
Oh my
The
God.
maintenance the maintenance
Your
guy
tool belt, yeah.
they throw a tool belt on me with that vest, and it's like, hey, you look like Schneider. Yeah, that's really digging deep in the reference
That's why
department. But
do not ever shave the bottom part of your goatee. Leave just that mustache, and then we could talk about the Schneider reference more.
well, yeah. Although I've thought about that because of the color differential, unless I start getting the
Mhm.
gray in the mustache too, or I'm gonna start coloring. Maybe I'll start coloring the yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah. So it's funny
So
for
layer it like you live in the
right,
Midwest is
right.
basically what we're saying.
Yeah, that's kind of your best bet, and then just see what you can get away with. A thin layer, another thin layer, and then something thick. But
Hmm.
Keep your core warm, keep your head warm, keep your feet warm.
And look elsewhere. Don't look just within. Because if I go to an MS specialty store, they're
Yeah.
going to hike up the ice. But also, you can look outside your room. Look at the hunting.
Yep.
The hunting people, they've figured these things out. Other people that have cold weather challenges.
Hunting people,
So look,
dive
look,
people.
yeah, look out for creativity.
Absolutely. You'll be leaving the house in like an orange jumpsuit, like you're going out pheasant hunting or something. Where are you going? I'm going to the illumination thing. You're going hunting at at the arboretum? No, I just keeps me warm. You know, or like cat. You be out like a in like a leafy suit, like a khaki leafy suit. Hey, where's Amy?
Yeah.
Hey, wheels. I see your chair, but I can't see her. Oh, she's wearing that camouflage thing again.
There's that chair just rolling around.
That empty chair rolling around. What's the matter with those people? Sitting around an empty chair. Oh, there's somebody in it. She's just camouflaged. Yeah, but
Hey,
see,
but she's warm.
right, but she's warm. See, for me, because there's a Parkinson, so that's kind of the MS side of this. The Parkinson side of this is different, at least, at least, at least how it affects me. Um, the so the sort of ever present tremors. Um, when depending on where I am in my med cycle, they're better and they're better and worse throughout the day. But boy, when I get cold in the shiver, you get that now you get the combination of the tremor and the shiver, and it's just it's it's unbearable, quite honestly. And that's when somebody comes along and says, hey, send a text message to so and so. And you're trying to people look at me. I've had people like hey, send me, hey, what's your number? Send me a text message to this number or something like that. I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to put the number in, and I've had people look at me like, come on, dude, hurry up. And I'm like, and like I have to explain. Then I'm at that point. Do I tell
Mhm.
them what's going on? Just go, I'm sorry, man. I'm really cold and I'm shivering. Or what are you talking? What's really cold and shivering? It's July. No, that's Then I have to tell them what's going on. It's weird. It's weird for me. Like my deal, like the deal I've always sort of had with this whole thing is, um, I don't want to advertise. I don't want to walk around with some big billboard over my head that says Parkinson's disease. But at the same time, I also don't want to, I don't necessarily hide it. I'm not going to tell somebody it's not there if hey, how come your hand's shaking?
Right.
How come your hand's all real shaky, or how come your balance is off, or how come you're whatever? I'll tell people. Um, I just don't like people to notice. I'm still in
Yeah.
that phase. I'm still in that phase where it's like, I don't like it when I get asked about it. And I do get asked about it because I spend a fair amount of time in front of people, you know?
Right.
Um, you
I
know,
can't avoid getting asked about it. I'm kind of in
right.
a wheelchair. Yeah.
For you, it's a little bit harder to pass off. Um, but when you combine take the tremors and add the shivers, and it is an exponentially like, it's an exponential step higher.
So they
Uh,
can get worse. I've
oh
often
yeah,
wondered about that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. They can because at that point, then it's even happening. Like it's still mostly a resting tremor. Mostly, it is progressing. It's doing what it's gonna do. But if I keep my hands, occupied, if I'm busy, like if I'm playing drums, I don't notice the tremors because I'm using the hand, I'm using the
Mhm.
foot, I'm using my feet. But as soon as I sit still, like if I stand here, if I were just to stand here still, um, and just put my hand over like the mouse here, but not
Mhm.
doing, and it's going, it's already going. Now, as soon as I pick it up and I move it, it'll stop because then it's in motion again. But add the shivers to that, then it doesn't matter. Then it's just move. It's doing what it's going to do no matter what.
So do the tremors increase or do they change to become a shiver? I mean,
Um,
is
oddly
it
enough, oddly enough, the way that I notice it, the rhythm changes.
right?
Rhythm changes. The cadence. There's like
You're
my
such a
tremors.
drummer.
My tremors have a bit of a cadence, for lack of a better way to put it. When the shivers get involved, then it's all over the place. then it's like,
Okay.
it's the rhythm. The rhythm is everywhere with no rhyme or with no rhyme or reason whatsoever. It's like Allison with a tambourine. It's I'm gonna get
You're
in so,
so
and
mean.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for that one. She's gonna if she hears that,
This is Shaky on the Pro.
she's going to find a tambourine that's made out of bricks and come and hit me with it if she hears that one. But
Ooh. Be sure and record that one. I gotta see that. That's gonna be epic.
yeah, what did you say? Uh,
So wait, here's my question. And one thing I was going to propose is those handy dandy little hand warmers. I mean, there's a million kinds, and we can get into that. But would that help you at all,
no,
or the
because it's
trimmers
not.
there regardless?
No, because it's not my. It's the shivering doesn't come just from my hands. If my hands are cold by themselves, it doesn't change. That doesn't create the shiver. The shiver comes when the cold is, when it's a body cold. When that cold is when my core
Right.
gets
Yeah.
cold. When my core gets cold, when you feel it, when you're doing this, it's not about my hands at that point. It's about warming up my core.
Hmm.
Thus the vest. It's about warming up my core. I can have cold hands. I can have cold, if my hands get cold or my feet get really cold, I don't get the shivers from that. I get uncomfortable, and then I take said cold hands and cold feet and go and put them on Allison with her, and with her no rhythm tambourine, and and then she gets mad at me for putting cold hands and cold feet on her, and that's how
Yeah.
I warm up, and that that's a whole
As she should.
that's a whole thing, but
Yeah.
sometimes you get that. For me, when I get that cold where it's in my core, that cold that you get, and Chicago people will understand this, Midwest people will get this, that cold that you get when you're standing in the city by the lakefront and the wind is just blowing right in, and
Ouch.
it just slices right through you. That Chicago wind that just cuts you
Hmm.
in half. That kind of cold.
Yeah.
When I get that, when you're like getting cold, get that cold when it's like I'm wet, I'm stuck in a chilly rainstorm,
Hmm.
and you get that chill where it's in your core.
Yeah.
That's when it gets really bad. And I think everybody deals with that to an extent. But when you add that on top of a like a hand that kind of does it's doing this all the time anyway,
Yeah.
it goes from this to to
Yeah.
like I almost feel like I could generate electrical current with the amount of movement I'm doing. Well,
At least,
and
yeah.
then it's well, and then it's navigating everything around you in the process. Trying to use your phone, trying to get a hold of a doorknob, trying to um trying to not knock over stuff because the other thing it messes with your spatial awareness.
Hmm.
So like you knock stuff, you end up spilling something. You end up, it's you're just so utterly uncomfortable. At least for me, I'm so utterly uncomfortable at that point that I just want to I will stop everything I'm doing just to go get warm. But the thing is and I do think Parkinson's wise, I just think my tolerance for it is declined. Now
Okay.
my tolerance for winter, I mean, there was some point in my life, and I think I kind of know where it was. There was a point in my life where I went from being a cold air person, like I'm gonna go skiing. I'm gonna go. I'll take that. I'll go sledding. I'll go skiing.
Right. Cold
That
weather
kind of cold
stops
weather
affecting.
was fine. And then Allison and I discovered Mexico in January. we discovered that we realized that, hey, there's warm places we can go in the middle of winter and not have to deal with this. And after I did that, it's like the switch flipped,
Yeah.
and I started to hate winter. And also I think at a certain age, like seasonal depression became a thing.
Right.
Um, and that's sort of an episode in and of itself. But the
Right.
cold is a part of that.
Okay.
It's dark. The dark and the sunlight and the lack of vitamin D and all that stuff
Right.
is its own separate entity. That's
That's
another
another.
show.
Yes, another show.
But the cold, the cold and just the discomfort. just the general discomfort of that is
Okay, well,
maddening.
besides escaping to Mexico, what ways do you think you could find to help that? I mean,
Fireplace.
okay,
No, literally. I mean, look, in my in my particular environment, seriously, if I'm working, if I'm doing something where I'm working, I'm doing something where it's like me and I got my laptop and everything, I could haul my laptop into the other room and go sit down in front of the fireplace and warm up.
that
Um, yeah. As far as it's in my case, it's preparedness. It's I'm all about preparedness. I will look at the hourly forecast. I will look at the hourly forecast before I go anywhere and just get a handle on, is it going to rain? What's the temperatures? What am I, what environment am I going to be in?
right.
Am I going to be somewhere where there is, look, um, last night at one point it was kind of rainy and chilly, but it was like, end of the day, got a couple things done. Go have a cigar. Go sit outside. And I'm sitting outside with a cigar, and I was fine because I was dressed for it. I was prepared.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes you get caught off guard, but for the most part, my thing, and I think this is a big thing for you too. When you and I are doing stuff together, and I'm assuming this is the same thing with the kids, but at least when you and I are together, I'm always thinking about, what are we potentially going to need, and do we have it? Are we dressed for it? Are we prepared? For me, it's all about preparedness. Um, and I have bailed on I have bailed on stuff in the middle of things if I'm not. Wait. So we're going to stand outside and be really cold for the next 2 hours? Yeah, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. I'm going home. Listen, I'm going to go. If the people
Yeah,
that drove with me aren't going to come with, I'll come back and pick you up, or I'll go sit in the car and turn on the heated seat, and I'll go sit in the car. It
yeah.
I've just sort of gotten to the point where that level of discomfort is enough to, make me bail. It's got to be something I'm really into for me to put up with discomfort.
Hey, I've suddenly become useful because I've become a convenient excuse. If my kids know that, oh, this event is going to take 2 hours. Oh, we can't have mom sit out in the
Yeah,
cold for that long. We're going home. We're not
yeah.
going to do this.
And it,
So,
and it turns out. Oh, and by the way, it turns out that they all think the event might suck anyway. If it's something
yeah,
that
exactly.
I'll stand
Yeah,
outside for a Rush concert and be cold. I'll stand. I've stood outside in the rain in an outdoor
you'll just be
theater.
extra prepared.
Um,
Well, and that's the thing I was going to talk about going back to the illumination is the things that we were doing to stay warm. Because we were out there, we paid like $45 a person. So we were not going to go home. So what could we do on the fly to stay warm? My kids discovered, for example, we discovered a shelter with hot cocoa and schnapps.
yep.
Oh, heck, that worked. That was great. That was fantastic. It worked for a little bit. It was a temporary retreat, one way to stay warm. But something else they did to stay warm we were laughing at is they decided to run. Yeah, let's run with mom, but okay, it's a different thing. Exercise will keep you warm.
Yeah.
It's good for you. It'll keep you moving. It'll
Need the
abate the
seat.
stiffness and all that.
Yeah, you need the seatbelt in that case. You hit a bump and you're going.
Oh, you should see what this new chair has. Holy cow.
I
It's
would.
got the mother of all seatbelts.
Really?
Yeah.
It needs like does it have just a seatbelt, or does it have like the NASCAR harness where it just like gets you the shoulders and everything like you're.
It takes 25 minutes to buckle me in. No, no, it's just got a nice little seatbelt.
Cool.
Uh, but no, just thinking about all the different things that a typical person could do to stay warm, and when you're stuck in the wheelchair,
Yeah.
you can't really do it. So just
Fair.
trying to find little ways to do it, like having the proper coat
Yep.
and the proper leg warmers. But again, it goes back to what you're saying, preparedness. To
Yep.
get someone in a wheelchair ready to go outside,
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of work. Imagine
And
trying to do that with your shaky hands.
right. Well, that's the thing. Well, because then you start getting it, like I was saying, with the phone stuff, or other like fine motor skills thing. Other
You
stuff
trying
with
to get me
fine
ready
motor skills.
would be absolutely hilarious, Jay,
If I'm cold.
if you're
If I'm
cold.
not cold. If I'm not cold, then we're good.
Yeah.
Then we're good. Um, but again, it sort of depends on it everything is environmental. Everything that not everything, but there's so many things environmentally that affect that have an effect on you and on me, on both of us for
Oh
the most
yeah.
part, but different. But um if my like trying to get a zipper, like trying to zip up my own jacket sometimes is like a thing. Trying to zip up somebody else's because you're doing it backwards. you know
Ooh yeah.
Although, like in your case, I think I zipped you up once, um like from the back. Like I just like leaned over. I just like leaned over your head and like ended up like pushing your head all the way over there,
I
and
think it was.
got you that way. Because at least from that, like the natural
Mhm.
the natural motion is still the same, unless you got one,
Yeah.
or sometimes you get one of those zippers that are on the, like, you get the zipper that's on the wrong side. And what I say, the wrong
Yeah.
side, like the zipper tab on pretty much every one of my jackets is on the right.
It's okay. Well, think about all the fine motor skills that are involved in just trying to get yourself comfortable in the winter.
Yeah.
Like you said, doing my zipper, doing snaps,
hmm Oh,
all those fun kind
snaps,
of things.
snaps,
Snaps, how do you say that without Chicago accent?
snaps are made by people that are just sadists. Just put a zipper on it for. No,
I feel that way about
almost
buttons.
let the F word fly there. Just put the zipper on it, you jerk. No, it's
Be nice. Buttons at this point are a
Oh
nightmare
yeah,
for me.
and buttons are brutal. But like
Oh,
regular, like little buttons, I'm okay. Little buttons for now, I'm still okay, unless I'm cold. Again,
yeah.
if I'm cold, no. And then, well, the other thing for me is like in the morning. Um, so when I get cold, like the stiffness, so I'm kind of looking. So there's thermal regulation. One of your words here. One of our one. This is and thermal regulation. Is that our word of the day? Is that our
It
multisyllabic word?
definitely should be
Yeah.
thermoregulation.
So keeping our
Or
keeping our bit of the multisyllabic words, thermoregulation, which in PD, which in Parkinson impairs the autonomic. It impairs the nervous system. It makes it harder for the body to maintain a stable temperature, and that's true. That's one of those things where I've experienced that too, where um, just like temperature swings. Like
mhm.
it's almost like I'm having hot flashes, like like male menopause is kicked in or something. Like I have a hot flash, and then I'm freezing, and then I'm just then I got that shiver. I got that
Mhm.
core, that insane core freezing,
Right.
and the shivers are brutal.
And
Those
when
are
your nervous system is impaired, guess what?
Mhm. And
See,
then
and you used to laugh at me when I told you I could tell the difference with a 1 degree temperature swing in your house.
oh sure,
And it used to drive me insane. The difference between 71 and 72 is crazy. I can totally feel that difference.
yeah, I believe it.
So I need to find my sweet spot.
Yep. Um, Here's another big word here too that you wrote in our notes. Brady kinesia.
I had to look that one up.
Heavy or frozen feeling.
You suffer from that one. I do not. That is when your movements slow down.
Yeah, I do have that a little bit, but here and there. Where that, and I have, that's not just temperature. That the cold makes it worse, but
Right. That's
um
the point, is the cold makes it worse.
the thing for me is they call it like the frozen feeling. So there's this phenomenon. It's happened to
Which
me.
also cold makes worse.
Right. There's this thing they call it freezing, a
Hmm.
different kind of freezing, but it's freezing. Like and I've had this now once or twice, where it's like for me it's mostly in the morning. You get up, I get like my feet off the bed, and I'm trying to walk, and I'm just trying to get up, and for some reason I can't make my feet work,
Yeah.
and it takes me like 30 seconds to like get things going. Uh, my my mornings. Even like everything that's here in the notes here. So increased stiffness, exacerbated symptoms of bradykinesia, the hypothermia risk, isn't it? But those two things, increased stiffness, exacerbated symptoms of bradykinesia,
Hmm.
that is my morning for the first hour of my day. It takes
Yikes.
me, I mean, seriously, I walk laps around the house to get things
Laps?
moving. Like, yeah, sort of. I mean, even now, something was pointed out to me in regards to, hey, I watched for the few people that have actually watched the YouTube version of what we're doing. By the way, there's a YouTube version of what you're doing, Wheels and Shaky and YouTube, and you
No,
type
they don't need to watch me. No.
well, right. But I get the same. I get, how come you move around so much? How come you? I don't stand still because if I'm sitting still or I'm standing still, my feet hurt. I start getting real bad pins and needles. The stiffness kicks in. There's things that I need the blood flow. I need the movement. So I tend to so I'm doing I'm up here.
You're rocking. Yeah.
I'm slow dancing with myself.
In that song.
I think it might be, and if not, it should be, and I'll write one. So yeah, it's the a lot of these things, at least from a Parkinson standpoint, a lot of these things are things that are already there.
Cold makes them worse.
And the cold just makes everything worse. Cold just look at the end of the day, cold just sucks. Period. End of story. That's it. That's
episode over. Bye.
Yeah, episode over. Episode 15. Cold just sucks.
Oh my God.
Have a great day, everybody. I'm out. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we're getting into that point. We're getting to that. And like I said, we should. You know what we should do? Because I'm looking at here. Let me look at the calendar for a minute. Yeah. So if we do the next episode, we should try. This would be the serendipity of this whole thing. Would be to do the next episode on. Well, no, not the next. No, maybe not the next. Maybe 2 episodes.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
We should do an episode. No, not that. Not that day. Not the birthday. No, we should do the seasonal depression episode on December 21st. What's the 21st or the 22nd?
Yeah, 22nd.
Yeah, the shortest day of the year.
Yes.
With the least amount of. Let's do it because that's the day where I'm like.
My daughter's birthday.
Yeah, that too. At least there's a little bit of joy in that, and that you have somebody's birthday, of something to celebrate.
But then I've got to deal with you, and you're growling about the shortest day of the year.
Yeah. Yes, but then the next day I wake up and go, hey, guess what? There's going to be 2 more minutes of light today. And then 2 more minutes, and then 2 more minutes.
It get better every day.
Yeah, or look, if you really, really, really want to deal with just awfulness of me with winter depression and the birthday curse, we could do this. We do our next episode on my birthday.
Oh God, no.
Could you imagine? Could you? I think we should. I think we should do. We could do one on my birthday and do one on Jessica's birthday.
We set the next 2 dates because December is such a wonderful month for you.
Yes, it's great. Although I do have the band gig. I do have the band gig that I had last year that I was so pleasantly surprised by and so happy to be involved in. That is the private party, for people with December birthdays.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I got that coming up. Next weekend. So will be yes. So that'll be fun. All right. So I in summary, cold sucks. It's the worst.
Winter sucks. It really
sucks. Yes, exactly. Wheelsandshaky.com. If that's even functional, we got to check again.
Well, I was just at the irony of the thing is that the next episode we're planning is on fine motor skills, and that's where the challenge of being cold really is. When it totally makes fine motor skills
fine. Yeah, when your fine motor skills are not fine.
They are not.
Yes, there's the title of our next episode. When your fine motor skills are not fine.
Cold sucks.
Yes, because they're cold. Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, I think those 2 words just
let's get
explain everything.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I think we can wrap it up from there. Shaky at
Sure thing.
wheelsandshaky.com, wheels at wheelsandshaky.com, emails, suggestions. We're always looking for stuff. Hit us up, send us some notes. Um, send us ideas, send us product thoughts, anything you got. If you got something in response to this episode about keeping warm and suggestions for that, we are absolutely open to that. We will give credit where credit is due. We will review products. We will go through any of that stuff. Please hit us up. And of course, donations, sponsors, anything like that. If you have ideas, thoughts, anything there, that would be cool as well. And you got anything else?
Nope, just keep rolling out there. Stay warm.
Say bye, Wheels.
Bye, Wheels.
Thank you for participating. There you go. She got the bit. Thank you. All right.
I did.
Later.